So I'm pretty sure everyone here is worried about not only yourself, but your family and friends getting COVID-19. And you know that COVID-19 is a respiratory disease. However, unexpected symptoms were found in severe cases, especially coagulation disorders such as blood clots that could lead to stroke and organ failure. But nobody knows exactly how it happens. Then one group of scientists suggested the new coronavirus infects a specific type of cell in the body, try to explain those mystery symptoms. But spoiler alert, we found a different outcome that suggests that what they are saying is true, then COVID-19 possibly would be a hemorrhagic disease. But first, let's understand how a viral infection works. Imagine the virus are thugs, but a very weird kind of thug, because they own the key to your house. So they unlock the door, and two different scenarios can follow. One, it can trash your house and get away to trash another one. Or two, it stays in your house, eat your food, and sleep in your bed. But in both scenarios, it makes a lot of copies of itself to infect even more houses. So what I mean by a house, I mean a specific type of cell in the body that might be a skin cell, a neural or immune cell. And what I mean by a lock, I mean that each virus uses specific receptors on the cell surface to use as a door to initiate infection. So then how the new coronavirus infects your lungs? From your lungs, we can zoom in to see the alveolar region that is formed by a thin layer of the epithelial cells facing the air inside your lungs, and another thin layer of endothelial cells that face the blood. And they both have distinct functions. Epithelial cells make your skin and mucosa to protect you from injuries, but endothelial cells form your blood vessels and control coagulation and clot formation. When the new coronavirus reaches this region, it infects the epithelial cells, but only the ones that have a specific lock, the viral receptor. And then scenario one happens. Then your body reacts, initiating inflammation process that will later compromise your lungs. But what about the coagulation disorders? That one group I mentioned before suggested direct infection of the endothelial cells to explain the mystery symptoms. So as my lab works with other types of viruses that naturally infect the endothelial cells, then I decided to see that by myself. My first attempt was trying to infect the monolayer of lung endothelial cells with the new coronavirus. And I need a positive control for that. And then I use an epithelial cell line that has the viral receptor. And first, I'm showing you guys the infection of the epithelial cells. And we can see here the pink-red staining that is specific for the virus. Therefore, those cells are getting officially infected by the new coronavirus. When I look at the lung endothelial cells, I couldn't see any viral infection at all. And I got a little bit confused. Maybe I should ask a different question then. What if I use endothelial cells from other sources? So then I try to infect endothelial cells not only from the lung, but from the brain, the heart, the kidney, and always in comparison with the epithelial cell line. And again, not a single cell infected. So what's the difference between them? I eventually figured out that all those different types of endothelial cells do not have the viral receptor, and that has not been really studied before. So that's probably why the new coronavirus does not affect them. So can I ask the opposite question then? What if I can artificially add the same viral receptor into those endothelial cells? And then what will happen? Would they get infected? And if yes, which scenario, 1 or 2? So I challenged those cells with the new coronavirus, and by 24 hours, cells were getting officially infected, and I observed those weird deformed cells. And look at this group here. We have a multinuclear fused cell that looks like they're not doing great. And by 48 hours, we observed just a few cells infected and a lot of detachment, meaning they died, and the open holes between the cells, scenario 1 happening. So there is no way this is occurring in actual patients. Otherwise, if the endothelial cells were getting fused like that, they would have been destroyed and blood would come out from your capillaries to inside your lungs, and then you have bled to death. Unfortunately, the origin of the coagulation disorders in severe COVID-19 patients is still a mystery, but we now must discard the direct infection of the endothelial cells and have to look at other places to answer these in order to treat better your family and friends. Thank you.